To our coverage of Hurricane Dorian, at least 43 people killed when the hurricane hit earlier this week. Officials have warned that number could rise as hundreds more are missing. Tens of thousands of people are homeless. The United Nations believes at least 70,000 people without homes on Grand Bahama and the Abaco Islands. The U.S. Coast Guard says it has rescued a total of 290 people from parts of the Bahamas that were devastated in the hurricane. A first look now on the ground. Abaco devastated by Dorian, and tonight people begging for help as first responders on the island say everyone needs to leave. WPTV News Channel 5 anchor Michael Williams is just back from Abaco with more on what he saw. Michael.
Need to leave, but right now, John, not everyone can. Think about it, 150 miles away, 150 short miles, Great Abaco sits largely in ruin. I flew to Treasure Key today, to the South Marsh Harbor, an even bigger area, smashed, destroyed. The struggle tonight, monumental. The recovery for now, almost incomprehensible. Great Abaco, a paradise one week, a post-apocalyptic landscape today, bulldozed by Hurricane Dorian. Trees that once waved in tropical breezes snapped like sticks in its 185-mile-per-hour winds. Where and how does one even begin to recover? We began at Treasure Key Airfield, where we landed today. Lines of people waiting to get out, cries for help going up. Natasha waits for a plane with her toddler son.
They tell me they bring stuff over here, but we can't find nothing.
Have you eaten and had food for the last few days?
Yes, I have.
This is what you're living on right now, water and a little bit of food.
Only water. Now I'm hungry, I can find nothing to eat.
The pleas are attracting a private air force. Supplies are streaming in. West Palm Beach Family Church pastor Kevin Mahoney is flying in and out constantly.
I brought 1,000 pounds in this morning. We're staging out of the North County Airport and just asking people to bring food and water supplies.
We hitched a ride with the North Abaco Island Fire Chief Colin Albury farther south, every mile revealing new misery, destruction piled atop devastation.
There's nothing left. I spoke to the head of the power company. It's going to be a year before we can get a power on. The water company, their tanks are destroyed, over a year for water.
This one scene alone helps sum up the enormity of the crisis. A firehouse smashed, that huge fire cap tossed around like a toy, power lines down all over the island. And behind me, a tornado swept through this part of Treasure Key on Great Abaco, flattening a home to its foundation. Beyond it, a roof torn off, uninhabitable.
We need help. We need, if you guys could get together and help us. We need it. Sorry. It's, man, thank God you guys are here to document this. It's been rough. It's rough.
And farther into Treasure Key, we saw cars tossed like toys, an ambulance flipped on its side, power lines that are now just twisted piles of wire, and homes like the one where Keith and Stuart stayed, literally turned inside out.
You see all the ceilings are down and wet, so as you were trying to get out, we was here in this bathroom.
How high was the water?
Outside it was about up this high, over that wood. So that's what frightened everybody. We was in here and it started to seep in a bit through the windows.
The clock on survival ticks louder each day for some. I saw people searching for coconuts, the only food and liquid they said they could find.
I thank God because God sent you all to appreciate us, give us some water. You ain't got nobody come to speak to us to
You need water, you need food.
Everything, clothes, try to make it.
Get out is the cry, and one civil aviation boss here said the Bahamian government is picking up the pace of flights to Nassau and other locales. Treasure Sands resort manager Joshua Stivers and his dog Clyde are leaving today, but no horizon will be far enough to erase the memory of what he felt and saw.
I was in the bathtub with a mattress blocking between me and the bathtub. My front door got sucked in, and the winds just came in, so I just took him up to the bathroom. We threw the mattress in the bathroom and just kind of sat in the tub for the first round. We had a dead body on the road that we covered and put blocks around her. It was devastating, something you never forget.
The fortunate leave, others wait their turn, and an entire island asks for help that will be the ultimate test of the human spirit and cooperation today, tomorrow, and for many years to come. We did see a small contingent of Royal Marines today in Abaco, and they had one piece of heavy equipment to move away debris, but such a huge, huge task. Help is coming, but the overwhelming sentiment is 13,000 to 14,000 people living or working there need to leave because for a long time to come, there is simply nothing to sustain them.
Michael, you mentioned there from the fire chief, I mean, just to get the basic necessities, water, power, I mean, it could be a year is what they're estimating.
That's an early estimate. It may get better, they hope. A lot of them have a fighting spirit, said we want to rebuild and recover, but all of them to a person said right now need to get out. And ultimately, John, when you look at the scenario there, it ultimately, for all the private good you at home are doing, there's an armada heading there. It's going to have to be a massive Bahamian government response with a lot of international help from its big neighbor, the United States, and many, many others to make this work. And even then, you're talking years and years.
Michael Williams, thank you for that firsthand account. Very eye-opening. For a list of supplies and what's needed to help the families in the Bahamas, you can go to our website, WPTV.com. You'll also find a list of all of the organizations throughout our 5-county viewing area that are accepting donations at this time. Again, you can find this on our website, WPTV.com/Bahamas.